What's up, everybody? Welcome on into episode number 10 of this game, of this series. This is season 1 of What If the Boise State Broncos joined the Pac-12. And so far, it's not going super well. Boise State has lost 3 games this season, and they've lost 3 of their last 5 games to Washington State in Pullman, at home against Arizona, and in Tempe, Arizona, at Arizona State. A game that they honestly should have won. Now, last week, Boise State was able to defeat Washington at home, which is big for 2 reasons. One, it puts Boise State above 500. It puts them at 5-3 instead of at 4-4. But 2, and more importantly, as we'll look at here in just a moment, as soon as I can find my controller, it puts Washington in an interesting position against Oregon this week. So we'll take a look at the conference standings real quick, and then we'll look at the top 25, and then we'll get into this week's action. Here we have Oregon and Washington. These teams had the same record last week. Oregon picked up a win. Washington picked up a loss. They play this week, so Washington definitely needs a victory out of that, and Boise State is putting some holes in those plans. But we're up to 4th in the Pac-12 North. The Pac-12 South has been USC's all season long. Utah has been catching up steadily, though they may not have enough time, and they probably need a little bit too much help to catch up to the Trojans. So I would guess that it'll likely be the Trojans in the winner of Oregon / Washington, moving on to the Pac-12 championship, which you'll be able to watch in a couple of weeks here on Twitch and over on YouTube. Okay, we'll take a look at the top 25 rankings, top 25 polls. We're not there. We're not in there at all. Alabama's number 1, Mississippi State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, Nevada, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Auburn, USC, Florida falling from 5th. Can you play now? What? 11 and they dropped from 5th to 11th after their loss. So Florida State at 11, South Carolina, TCU, UCF 8-0 behind South Carolina with a team with 2 losses. So I guess that's what you get for playing at Conference USA. Illinois right behind them. Oregon creeping up in the polls, number 16. Michigan State, Texas A&M, NC State, LSU. Arkansas, Penn State jumping into the rankings. Georgia moving up a little bit. Stanford falling quite far, from 16th to 24th. And then Utah jumps into the rankings at 25. Boise State, hey, we received some votes. Not enough to get into the polls, but we're right there. Iowa and Washington both dropped out. Iowa also got votes with Michigan, Washington, Nebraska, Fresno State, Houston, Clemson, and Baylor. So that catches you up on everything that's going on nationally. We'll hop over here to play UNLV. This is an out-of-conference game. UNLV is 1-6. We're in the middle of a 3-game home stretch, so hopefully Boise State, we can take care of business and pick up a victory. No controllers have been assigned because we just watch them. I commentate along with the games. And apparently someone was whiny and unhappy with how long it took to get into the game, even though it's been 4 minutes and 34 seconds. So, you can fuck off, I guess. All right. My throat is doing that weird thing. I sounded weird a couple weeks ago. And I think it's doing that again. I don't know why. Probably not enough Mountain Dew. We have a 10 p.m. kickoff, by the way. 10 p.m. Eastern kickoff. So we get a lovely night game here in Boise State. I don't even play? Nope. The whole point of this series is to see what they would do if I played. I have too much agency in the game. This is actually a little quiet. I wrote the... whatever. Whatever, I'll fix it later. So welcome on into Boise. There's our quarterback, Austin. He hasn't had a great season. I thought he would do better. And he played all right against Georgia. And he played pretty well against some of the other teams. But against the Pac-12 schools, he has not done super well. Honestly, the team should be... Hey, how's it going? The team should be handing the ball off more frequently and doing it that way. So we'll take a look at Brian Brown. He has 8 tackles for loss. They highlighted him last week, and he had a really great game, so maybe that's a sign of encouragement. Or just that Austin, the quarterback, isn't doing very well, so they're like, we're tired of highlighting him. We have to find someone else. So here we go. This is the final out-of-conference game. Boise State started their conference schedule a little early. Boise State will be kicking off to start the game. So here we go. UNLV fielded at about the 2-yard line, not past the 25, almost to the 30. So about a 25-yard return there, and they'll have pretty good starting field position here. Handoff off the right side, huge run. 12-yard gain there. 1st and 10 for UNLV.
That makes it 1st and 10.
21 just missed that tackle, and he was off to the races. Very quiet Boise Stadium here, late at night. 1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line. Split. 8 months of subscriptions from Beabasaurus Rex. Love you too. Thank you. That is a 1-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. From the 43. Single back set, short drop, fires incomplete. Missed everybody there. Looked like it was just some bad timing there. The Boise State defense cheers. Shotgun set. 2 receivers up to the top side of your screen. Blitzing the linebacker with 3 down linemen. Intercepted at the 38-yard line. Beeb. Enjoy your beverage and your Dragon Quest. I'll enjoy watching Boise State pick off this pass here. Nice grab. Looked like if it wasn't going to be his, it was going to be the guy that was immediately behind him. That was a bad throw into double coverage. Boise State makes them pay. And it'll be 1st and 10, right at about the 40-yard line. Turn around, hand the ball off. UNLV did a great job defensively to stop him for no gain.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 coming up here. I would anticipate that Austin would have a good game. They're vastly overmatched. UNLV is. You're welcome. Hands the ball off. There's the big hole you were looking for. He gets it into UNLV territory at the 45-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. He may have had a little forward progress there, but 1 missed tackle there and into the secondary. Fake the handoff. Drops back to pass, launches it, and that was nearly picked. Should have been an interception for UNLV. Instead, it falls harmlessly to the ground. That was a bad throw as well. That was into double coverage. He had 2 hands on that ball. But I guess that's why you play defense instead of offense. Drops back to pass, looking for a little wide receiver screen, tackled immediately. That's actually going to lose them 1 yard. Am I playing on an emulator or an old console? I am playing on a PlayStation 3. I have the actual physical disc. So 3rd down and 11 after the 1 yard loss. 45-yard line, drops back to pass. A little bit of pressure, picked up. Fires over the middle. Cats gets his man. That'll be enough for a 1st down. That was a long developing route. I don't know why he called that he was open when he was right in front of a linebacker, but hey, you caught the ball, that's all that matters. So Boise State been a little bit sporadic on offense so far. 2 big plays of 10+ yards or more, and the other 4 or 5 plays have been for no gain or a loss. There's a medium gain of 5 yards for Jackson out of the backfield. Snap jumped yet again. Free rusher off the edge. Finds his man in the flat. That was a nice play all the way almost up to the 15-yard line or so. And we've seen Austin throughout this season. We've seen him hold on to the ball too long and take sacks. It's really nice to see him get the ball out of his hands and make a completion as the pressure is bearing down on him. As we see our boy Bullseye over here. So first down and 10, from the 16-yard line. Nice catch over the middle. Tackled down at about the 3-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal. Now Boise State starting to cook a little bit. As this drive is now taking 2 minutes or so off the clock. Coming out in an I formation. Snaps the ball, pitch left. A couple of blocks picked up, untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State. 6-0. Look at those nice blocks right there. The animations are really funny on the characters because as soon as the goal line is broken, the game stops. So players just give up, and it's very funny. Extra point up and good. So 7-0 Boise State. They cash in on the interception. 9-play, 60-yard drive. Capped with a 2-yard rush by Jackson. Took a little over 2 minutes off the clock. Don't ask people for gift subs. Up to the 25-yard line. So, UNLV with their second possession getting off to a hot start. 8-yard pickup.
At the 34-yard line. That makes it 2nd and 2.
So 2nd down and 2. UNLV wasn't doing too bad before they threw the interception. Play action pass, and that's a catch. I thought that ball was just going blindly out of bounds, but instead it was a catch. Oh, I'm sorry, incomplete pass. So 3rd down and 2. Hands off to the fullback. That's going to be an easy conversion on the fullback. Hand it to the fullback. It always works. 1st down and 10 here for UNLV. As the first quarter winds down. It's free to follow. free to be here. I appreciate you spending your time with me. If the stream's interesting, hit the follow button, hang out. Nice defensive play there by Boise State. 5-yard loss for UNLV. So it'll be 2nd down and 15 now. Oh, little quarterback draw. Didn't do anything but lose 3 yards. So 3rd down and 18 coming up. Yikes. Looked like it was a designed quarterback run. I don't know why you would. I mean, it makes sense because you would want to catch him off guard with a run when they're anticipating a pass, but still, just didn't seem like it was going to work at all. So now they're faced with a 3rd and 18 after losses of 5 yards and another 3 on 1st and 2nd down. Shotgun snap. Boise State bringing some pressure. They're going to get to him. 4th and 26 coming up after another 8-yard loss. So an excellent defensive possession, or defensive series, I should say, for Boise State. They did give up the 1st down, but came back immediately and stopped them. So, kick is away from about the 12-yard line. He'll be caught at the 34-yard line, up to the 45, where he is met by a UNLV defender. The Boise State special teams aren't great. I don't think we've really had much of a run, much of a big return so far this season. But either way, it's still great field position for the Broncos, with 9 seconds remaining here in the 1st quarter. 4-down lineman for UNLV. Took a while to find his man. Threw it into triple coverage. It's going to be tackled and the ball knocked away. So 2nd down and 10 with 4 seconds remaining. He's going to be met in the backfield that time around. 3rd down and 11. Thought that was going to be a bigger loss, but only a loss of 1. Hey, we have reached the end of the 1st quarter. It is Boise State 7, UNLV 0. We'll be back with more ESPN College Football on twitch.tv/ShaunasaurusRex right after this drink. Okay. Third down and 11, beginning of the 2nd quarter. He's had a man wide open on the sideline. It just missed him. That is a huge missed opportunity for Boise State. That was a touchdown. But a misfire leads to a 4th and 11. So Boise State will punt after the excellent field position. It's going to bounce into the end zone. So UNLV will take over at the 20-yard line. Oh, nice defensive play there in the backfield, dropping him for another loss. That is 4 straight plays of a loss for UNLV. Quick drop out to the flat, and that's going to be another loss. That is a 4-yard passing loss. Boise State's defense is really starting to tee off now. Excellent read there by the cornerback. Saw what they were trying to do and immediately made the tackle. So it's 7-0. Still. That is another interception. Nice play by number 21 out here on the sideline. So that is the 2nd interception for the Boise State defense. That'll lead to even better field position for this drive for Boise State. Snaps the ball from the shotgun. Throws it over to the left side, right down to the Pac-12 logo. First down and 10, 25-yard line for Boise State. Just a nice little in route there. Defender didn't really have much of a position, so easy completion and a nice first down there. So, single back, hand the ball off. Huge hole up on the right side.
That brings up 2nd and 1.
So a 9-yard gain. 2nd down and 1 here. Drops back to pass, throws it over the middle, finds his man. That'll be a 1st and goal down at about the 6-yard line for the Broncos. We have Tillman making a nice move, cutting it inside. Nice positioning there. There was just a wall of orange there for a second. So, single back shotgun set. Drops back to pass, throws it, finds a wide open receiver out of the back of the end zone.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
Apparently not have a ton of awareness for where that receiver was on the field, because he had a touchdown, but just was not in position. Offset I, double tight end set, hand it off, run it up the middle.
Jackson with the run. Gain of 2 yards.
Couple yard gain there. So it'll be 3rd down and goal. So again, 2-back set. There we go. Find a guy right over the middle. Thought that was going to be a run. Hit him with the pass. And Boise State now up 13-0 with 2:49 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Nice grab there in the back of the end zone. Six-play, 42-yard drive. Took a minute and 14 seconds off the clock. Austin to Jackson on the 4-yard touchdown. So it'll be 14-0. 2-score advantage for Boise State. Fielded 5 yards in the end zone. He'll take a knee. The Boise State crowd quiets for some reason, even though their team is on defense. Cool. This is when you cheer real loud. Another quarterback draw. This time it works. Broke a tackle in the backfield. Got absolutely annihilated. Just crushed at about the 35-yard line. My goodness. That was an 8-on-8 hit there. But a nice run. Sets up a 1st and 10. Just short of the 35, the 34-yard line. So 14-yard gain. Looks like Boise State's going to bring some pressure off the edge. They will. Cover the pitch man. And that'll be a 4-yard loss. That was just an ugly play. There was no reason for the quarterback to pitch that ball out. Clearly well covered. 4-down lineman. Floating it up over the top, but that's going to be picked by Boise State. That is the 3rd interception of the day. We have a flag down on the field. So face mask will add 15 yards to the penalty. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Boise State empties the backfield. 3 receivers to the top side of the screen. Rips it over the middle. 1 broken tackle away from a touchdown, but the defender does make the play. It'll be 1st down and goal. Nice decisive throw by Austin to Tillman that time. Pistol formation. Hands ball off up the gut. Gets a couple yards. Stopped short of the goal line, though. Boise State will take a timeout with 1:59 remaining. Second down and goal. I would have let the clock run a little bit. You have all kinds of time. You're a yard away from the end zone. They're going to run an option play for some reason. Austin is a pocket passing quarterback, not a running quarterback. So I don't really know what the plan there was. So deep drop, finds a guy over the middle. It's incomplete. So they really blew their opportunity here right at the goal line. And they'll have to settle for an ugly-looking 3 here. Kick is up and it is good, so it is 17-0. But when you're on the doorstep like that, you got to be more aggressive. 5-play, 20-yard drive, took 40 seconds off the clock. Fielded 2 yards deep in the end zone up to the 10. Crossed the 20, met at the 21, and immediately driven back. So 23-yard return. Take a look at the game track here. This was the first interception. So another interception there. The defense has played very well for Boise State. And that's been the thing, is throughout the season, the defense has been the more consistent unit between the offense and the defense. But you're looking at a guy who has 4 yards and 3 interceptions on 2 of 7 passing. He has more interceptions than completions. All of the linemen got through for Boise State there. And they were about to tackle him. Got the ball out of his hands, and that'll be first and 10. Just ran up, set himself there, and got driven out of bounds. So first down and 10 from the 41.5-yard line, 42-yard line. Shotgun snap. Picks up the pressure. Floats it deep down the left sideline. That is incomplete. Second down and 10. The referees make a weird motion where they do the hands above their head, but they don't do the incomplete pass signal. So sometimes, especially with plays like that, it looks like it might be a completion. 3-down lineman for Boise State finds a guy on the sideline. He was gone, but he stepped out of bounds, unfortunately. But a nice play there by UNLV. Just ran a nice little up and out and stepped out of bounds. And he had all of the blue field in front of him. Snap jumped for Boise State, met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. Timeout UNLV with 1:10 remaining here. 2 receivers to the top side of your screen. Hand off. Trying to go to the right side that time. Nothing doing. Loss of 1, in fact. And UNLV had that excellent play, and they haven't done anything since. They're on the Boise side of the field. Score here would really help. You might give Boise State too much time. Winds up and fires well out of bounds. So 4th down and 11, 55 seconds. You're punting the ball back to a Boise State team that has 2 timeouts. Actually, sorry, they're going to kick a long field goal, which seems like the worst of the 2 options. Ooh, and it's a false start. Oh, you don't want to see that. Nope, they're going to try it anyway. He's on the opposing side of the field. That kick that barely made the end zone. He needed at least 15 more yards. That was not a wise decision by UNLV. So now you're giving Boise State the ball back on the 45-yard line. 50 seconds, 2 timeouts remaining. Intercepted. All right, cool. Well, all right. I couldn't even tell what happened. That happened so quickly and so seamlessly. I could not even tell. He threw it immediately to number 43. He was looking for that crossing route that's been so effective. UNLV, though, making a nice adjustment, putting a putting a defender right where the quarterback wanted to throw the ball. So now it's 1st and 10. UNLV, 1 timeout remaining on the Boise State side of the field, 49-yard line. It's going to get hit, and that is an incomplete pass. Didn't hear a whistle, so thought it might be a fumble. 2nd down and 10, 44 seconds remain. Ball is snapped, thrown down. He had a guy wide open. He had a wide open receiver. The pressure forced a bad throw. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. That's going to be, he avoided the first hit. Boise State maybe take a timeout. Take a timeout maybe. They could just run the clock out and that'll be the final play of the game. But this was good by the UNLV quarterback. He dodged a hit or two and then just held onto the ball way too long. Slipped out of number 90's grasp. So he avoided one hit but moved up in the pocket. Just couldn't find anybody. So that's definitely a coverage sack there. UNLV unable to do anything with the turnover. And with 28 seconds, it's 4th and 11. Clock is winding. Boise State should take a timeout, but we'll let them do whatever they want to do. As it stands now, it is a 3-score game. That concludes the first half of play. Boise State up 17-0. So we head to halftime. More ESPN college football right here on twitch.tv/ShaunosaurusRex after this halftime report. Live from Boise, Idaho. All right, welcome back. Third quarter action. 17-0. Kick is going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. Boise State's going to get first crack at it, and all the way up to the 30 to the 32-yard line. So 1st down and 10. Here's take a look at the game track. I believe that was the first interception. He's thrown 3 of them, so it's hard to tell. That was a sack on, I believe, 3rd and 18. And there was that interception that Austin threw right before the end of the half. So Boise State had a golden opportunity to put some more points on the board right before halftime. They didn't do that. And they had an even better opportunity to score a touchdown instead of they had a good opportunity to score a 3rd touchdown instead of a field goal. Play action pass. So 2 touchdowns from Boise State. Couldn't punch it in from the 1. Settled for the 3. And they're up 17-0. UNLV hasn't shown a ton of life. They've had a couple of shots here and there, but hasn't been much. Boise State, on the other hand, is going to get a huge play here all the way down to the 25-yard line. Just as I was about to say, Boise State has missed a few throws of their own. 9 for 16, 127 yards. Has at least a touchdown. Yeah, it's 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He threw, Jackson has the other touchdown. Offset eye and a goal line set, runs up the middle. Swerves through some defenders, and it's a 7-yard gain. So 2nd down and 3. And just missed the receiver on that one. Not 100% sure what happened there, but just didn't get him. Should have been a 1st down there. 3rd down and 3. So incomplete pass there, not the worst thing in the world. Still a very manageable 3rd down. They continue with the passing game. And they still are working with those crossing routes, which have been pretty effective for them throughout the majority of this game, minus the interception. So UNLV might want to make that adjustment again, just kind of Put a couple of zone defenders there in the middle. That may have actually been what UNLV was doing. It just happened to hit the gap at the right time. So, first down and goal from the 9. Hands ball off. Straight ahead. Broke one tackle, and it is a touchdown. A second touchdown for Jackson. He was an absolute beast back there. 23-0. Boise State scores in a very quick drive there. A minute came off that clock, maybe. Get a look at the stats here. Jackson finished it off with that 9-yard touchdown rush. It was a 6-play, 68-yard drive. So close. 1 minute and 5 seconds off the clock. Was not sure if they would count the kick return on that. He needed 1 yard less on the kick return. Kick return fielded at the 5 for UNLV all the way up to the 30-yard line. So another 25-yard return. That seems to be the consistent number that they're getting, both special teams units. Drops back to pass. The pressure is picked up, winging it down the field, and just overthrew everybody by about 10 yards. Bennett's going to cheer. He didn't really affect that play. Quarterback just put a little too much mustard on that one. So second down and 10. Met in the backfield and driven back for a loss of 2. Nice play by Garrett there. Bring up third down and long. This is about what I expected. When you look at the ratings and you see that they're like D+, D, and D, you're like, oh, this might be a long one. Back across his body. Brett Favre taught us not to do that. He did it anyway. That is going to be his 4th interception of the game. And Boise State's going to have incredible field position with 3:15 remaining in the third quarter. This is where you start just telling stories. But just a terrible throw there. Moving to his right, throwing to his left. So that'll be another interception there. 4th of the day for the Boise State defense. On the flip side, his 4th thrown. I don't even know if he has that many completed passes. We'll have to check that later. As for now, it's 24-0. Floats the ball over for a gain of 0 yards. So it'll be second down and 10. There were 2 receivers in the area, which is not great. So second down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Single back formation. Splitting the tight end out wide, so 2 on each side. Fires it. Caught for a gain of 8. Second down and 2 for Jackson here. And again, just running those quick up and outs, up and ins. Chipping their way down the field. Jackson's been good this season. Fake the handoff to the fullback, pitch to the running back. Tried to drag it back inside, but nothing doing there. Good defense from UNLV. They'll hold Boise State to a field goal. That'll make it 24-0 because the field goal was missed. Just pulled it right. We'll take a look at the replay here. Looked okay, and then just hooked it. I mean, just missed that field goal. Normally, the CPU pretty good about making field goals. That is a rare miss. And we'll not count the UNLV one that was... I don't know. I don't even know why they tried it. That was on the other side. Pardon. I was on the other side of the field, and they were like, yeah, let's go for it. Even without the penalty, they still wouldn't have made it. So second down and 14 after the 4-yard loss. The clock winds down here. Still technically a 3-score game. UNLV fake the handoff. Oh, and the pass is incomplete. I thought that was golden. I thought that was going to bring up a third down and manageable instead. Pass is incomplete, and it is 3rd down and 14. Throws it way down the right side, and again, just misses everybody. So UNLV does nothing after the missed field goal, loses 4 yards, and now they're punting deep in their own territory. Kick is from the 5, fielded at the 37. There's going to be a hold here. It's absolutely going to be a hold on Boise State. On Justin Harris, so 10 yards will.
Still first down.
10 yards will put him back at the 34-yard line. You could see it as he was trying to bounce to his left and get around that blocker. The defender turned his shoulders and couldn't get away from it, so that's your hold. So we'll take it 1st down and 10. Fires across the middle again. Stop me if you've heard that before. 7 receptions, 88 yards for Jackson, and a touchdown. Probably been the most consistent receiving option on the offense. And it's intercepted. Okay, well. Boise State doing everything they can to keep UNLV in this game. That was an ill-advised throw, and that is Austin's 2nd interception. Just went to that well one too many times. Nice read by the UNLV defense. And that'll give UNLV a pulse, I guess. It's a very weak pulse, but see if they can do anything here. Nice little jet sweep for 5 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Just the 3rd quarter winds down here. A couple of good adjustments, though, by UNLV. We've seen that twice now, where the Boise State offense gets a little comfortable, looking for one thing. Doesn't take into account that there is a defender literally standing right in the way. Now, the 2nd interception, I would argue, was a little bit better of a defensive play rather than the first one, which was more of just an adjustment of like, stand here. So 24-0, fake the handoff. We'll run pass option, elected to not hand it off, then throw it to the same running back that he elected not to hand off to. Overthrew him by about 10 yards, and they'll try another field goal. On 4th and 5, he did not have the leg. He still does not have the leg. And UNLV has had 2 very long field goals, not even come close. I thought they would go for it that time. But alas, they did not. So, 24-0 remains our score. 5 receiver set. Austin again throwing over the middle, but just dropped.
Nelson, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Just flat dropped the ball. 2nd down and 10. Motion for Boise State. No real reaction from the UNLV defense. A huge run off the right side for Jackson. 12 rushes, 470 yards at a 5.8 yard average. 2 touchdowns for him today. See if we can add on to those totals. There's no reason for Boise State to really pile on. They have this game well in hand. They'll run it again. Up the gut. Off that left side there. Another huge game. And he didn't even get contacted until he was 3 yards past the 1st down, so. 14 seconds remaining here. 3rd quarter. See if they run one more play. They do. Short drop. Little wide receiver screen situation there, but just nobody caught the ball. So an unnecessary throw there, up 24 points, that stops the clock. It's cold. It's like November in real life, and it might even be November in the game. There's a nice completion there over the middle. Going to go up to the 15-yard line right here at the end of the third quarter. So it'll be Boise State 1st and 10 when we come back. 8 receptions, 105 yards for Jackson. I'll lean back as we enter the fourth quarter of action here. ESPN College Football on twitch.tv/Shawnosaurus Rex continues in just a moment. Welcome back to the fourth quarter. That was an unbelievable catch. He absolutely warped forward 2 yards. We'll see if the replay shows it here, but... Yep. Just a weird little glitch in the game there. So it'll be first and goal after that 14-yard reception that absolutely should not have happened. Thank you to RN Jesus for helping us out there. Oh, a nice stop by the UNLV defense brings up second and goal. Maybe even lost a little bit of yardage. Still right on that goal line, knocking on that door. Offset eye. There it is, untouched. He jumped over no one for no reason. But Boise State cashes in. And it is now 30-0 pending the extra point. Take a look at that sweet dive. Everyone just standing there. Just waiting for it all to be over. 4:20 left here, fourth quarter. Jablaze. Jablaze! Eight plays, 63 yards, minute 14 off the clock, 1 yard rush by Jackson. Kick is away. Field it about 6 yards deep in the end zone. He'll just take it knee. And we'll see UNLV take it from the 20-yard line. A game that's been well in hand by Boise State for a large majority of it. UNLV's shown some flashes like that. Nice catch, big gain there by the Rebels. The Rebels who we see in September and March Mascot Madness. So 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Another deep drop. Fires it over the middle. Caught and immediately tackled after a gain of 4. Still a 4-score game here. Need 4 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions, and an extra point. Floats it up over the top. That might be a pick. It thankfully, for UNLV, drifted out of bounds. So, they'll look at a 3rd down and 6 with 3:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. Boise State maybe even will break into the rankings next week. We'll see after that home win against Washington. Again, just misses everybody. Throws it out of bounds as he gets up off the blue turf yet again. 4th down and 6. They're going for it from the 42-yard line. Little HB screen there and almost broke it, but a nice defensive play there by Boise State. Stops them short. And they'll take over with 3:37 remaining here in the game. Hand the ball off. Tackled after a 4-yard gain. Surprised Jackson and them are still in the game. Figured you would see them get pulled for subs. The game knocking it down to 10 seconds on the play clock. We're starting to wind this bad boy down. Single back set. And they're going to get a delay of game.
Dead ball. Delay of game on the offense. Still 2nd down.
So that'll move Boise State back 5 yards. 2nd down and 11. It's like the quarterback forgot they had motion called and then just couldn't get the play off in time. So 3rd down and 8. From the shotgun, single back set. Offset I, whatever. But not offset I. One back in the backfield. 2 receivers split down to the bottom side of your screen. Two seconds remaining. Complete pass here would be great. It is. So 1st down after a 10-yard play there. And Boise State will look to run the clock out here with 2 minutes remaining. Eyes on the top 25 and finishing this 2nd game at home in a row with a victory, carrying some momentum into next week's matchup with Oregon State right back here in Boise. So a lot of games on the road early, a lot of games at home late, and we might have imbalance next year where we'll see the blue a little more frequently. Hands the ball off. 7-yard gain. 2nd down and 3 coming up.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
UNLV definitely had their work cut out for them today. Coming to the line, goal line, or a tight set. Offset I. Just barely gets the play off. I saw the motion taken. I thought, not again. Please, not again. Please don't do it again. You idiots. 1st down for Jackson. Clock will stop while they move the chains. So we won't lose a ton of time on this, but should be a play or 2 away from ending this game. Boise State dominated. 4 takeaways definitely helps with the offense. Though Boise State struggled on offense a little bit at times, and Austin did throw 2 more interceptions, so not great there. Handoff to the fullback is good for 7 yards. So it is all working right now. That should be the last play of the game as the clock winds under 10 seconds. And they'll do it for us. And that'll be triple zeros. Final is 31-0. Go ahead and wrap this game up.
The final score is Boise State 31, UNLV nothing.
So that does it for college football, ESPN college football right here on twitch.tv/ShaunosaurusRex. Boise State led early and often. 31-0 is your score. Play of the game was a Jackson touchdown. Remove my camera here, and we'll see what kind of images the game gives us for the thumbnail. I'm hoping that it gives us the sweet dive over no one. That's what I would be very excited about. Here's your player of the game. 19 carries, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns for Richard Jenkins. Also a fantastic actor. So here we go. This was the first touchdown that put Boise State out to a 7-0 lead. Quick pass over the middle. That one was to Jackson. It was the Jackson and Jackson show today. There's that sweet play. There we go. Running into the end zone. Catching the ball in the end zone. Little butt spank. There we go. Well, there's your thumbnail image. Okay. Bring the camera back up. Find my controller, which blends in with my Astro A50 base. We'll go ahead and take a look at the aim stats and the player stats, which we usually do at the end of the games. However, we are actually going to look at the UNLV stats. He had 7 completions for out of 24 attempts, 91 yards with 4 interceptions. So we did pick up enough to throw more completions and interceptions, but a rough day for the UNLV quarterback. As for Austin, 16 for 27 with 193 yards. He only threw 1 touchdown, had 2 interceptions. So not great. It says that he's playing hot, but yeah, I don't see it. Somehow is a 99 overall and is still struggling. Jackson with the 19 carries, the 110 yards, the 3 touchdowns. We saw that as he was the player of the game. McIntosh, 1 rush for 7, and then we had Austin, 1 for -2. Receiving wise, it was the Jackson, like I was saying, the Jackson and Jackson show. Richard Jackson, Charles Jackson. I absolutely said Jenkins earlier. Charles Jackson, though, he had 8 receptions for 105 yards, 1 touchdown, long of 43. Wilson, 2 for 14. Tillman, 2 for 27. Brooks, 2 for 23. And Rice, 2 for 24. So definitely Jackson leading the way here. Defensively, we'll take a look at the sacks. Garrett picking up a sack and a half. Davis picking up a half a sack. 2 interceptions for Gates, 1 for Bennett, 1 for Owen. Overall, a 69. Very nice. You love to see it. As always, we'll outro this one, and we'll get you set for next week's game against Oregon State. Should be a little bit more of an exciting game, hopefully. I believe Boise State needs 1 more game to become bowl eligible. 1 more win, I should say, to become bowl eligible. You might be able to get in with 6, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll just say that it's 7. So got to win one of the final 3, Oregon, Oregon State, or Utah. Oregon State is going to be the best opportunity for Boise State to pick that win up. The Oregon game could be a high-scoring fireworks show, and I don't know enough about Utah to tell you what it could be like. But Oregon State was ranked at the bottom of the top 25 earlier in the season. They've had struggles, and they have since fallen out of the top 25. But it'll be a big one next week. I'm very excited about that Oregon game. In Autzen Stadium, that'll be awesome. But we're winding down the first season here with only a few games remaining. This will be back February 11th, 2021 with an all-new season of What If Boise State joined the Pac-12. Hopefully I keep my job, because it was at about 50%. I think it was actually right at 50% after the last one. I don't think this will move that needle too much. It was a team that we were overmatched on and should have probably won by a larger score, but you know, 2-star recruit signed with UNLV, so good for them. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Ooh, nice. So we have a 4-star defensive end and a 4-star safety coming to Boise State. So that is good news for us. Safety's 5'11" from Hawaii. Defensive end 6'5" from Washington. So that is good news for us going into next year. I forget how long these take, especially towards the end of the season. All right. Number 22, Boise State, back in the top 25. And they have a home game next week against Oregon State. Orange versus Orange. So we'll see you next week for more of that. Thank you for watching. I don't have an outro for this. We'll be back next week.